We are all one creation, one massive mass of equations, all good and evil, the sacred and the savage, wheel balance, the laws are infinite and yet never changing. She will fiercely protect the quiet place where peace lives and connection is born, and growth is inevitable. Nature will take it back. She will multiply and magnify with all the power of her womanhood.
What motivates me to keep creating is love and admiration for my lived experience. Art is a matter of getting what's inside out, and that is the most authentic and beautiful way to be.
Right now, I think a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed, oppressed, frightened, like we're going back in time, not in a good way. And what I am seeing is that creativity is giving me the most hope right now.
I was funded for creating writing workshops and poetry readings way back in the early 90s for the sole purpose of me sharing my experience, my truth, and I realized how powerful that was. And so I wanted to create as many opportunities as possible for other people to have that experience also.
I support KFW, Kentucky Foundation for Women, because they have supported me in my passion to represent strong, passionate women.
I'm creating a one-woman show. Creating this show for me is absolutely a catalyst and a grand beginning to the next episode of my life that's been made possible by Kentucky Foundation for Women. And people are looking for women like me to keep creating.
In 2024, I was thrilled to be given a residency at the Loretto Mother House, where I began working on a new fiber art project through which I could process my experiences on the Arizona Trail. That residency and connecting with other KFW artists showed me just how powerful art can be when it builds community, and given me so much hope in the strength we find when we create together.
In my art meets activism projects with immigrant and asylum-seeking youth, art became a space of trust and visibility. I am so grateful to be a vessel for this kind of feminist activism, and I believe in the power of feminism. Now more than ever.
I was funded for a major project I did about feminicide, which is the murder of women because they are women. I began this project because I was aware of an epidemic of violence. Without that funding, I would not have been able to do it, and the encouragement of other women.
With the funding from KFW for the Fat Bomb, part of my personal mission is to really take a stand against the patriarchy and let people know that beauty comes in all forms and that it's a self-love journey.
Creating art has always been an act of rebellion for me. The Kentucky Foundation for Women came into my life at a pivotal point. It helped me face fears of vulnerability, failure, and success. And I started to think more about my role as an artist in society. I feel a need to emphasize women and showcase their strength and capability to organize and inspire. And by starting conversations about print, about renegade art and its history, has helped me create more honest, unfiltered, and gut level art, which I think can lead to social change.
Every one of the 3 books that I've published, Kentucky Foundation for Women grant has had a part in it. They recognized me as a writer even when I was scared to fully call myself a writer. I think it's important to be a feminist everywhere and always. And my hope is that my work and the work of all the artists here let people feel how powerful and important feminism is, how much we need it.
My tree art project, the triangle, you, me, trees, was born because of Kentucky Foundation for Women. I was called a feminist before I even knew the definition of feminism. To me, feminism is fairness. Woman right is human right.
As women, we're oftentimes behind the scenes, supporting other people, doing the hard work. Now is no different than any other time. Asserting, ourselves and our voices, especially in this political climate where a lot of history is actually being destroyed or, becoming inaccessible. And a lot of that history is about the contributions of women and people of color. It probably matters now more than ever that we express ourselves as feminists and we raise our voices.
I am a body positive activist. My focus is on curating art and experiences that celebrate and uplift plus fat and large bodies in multimedia forms, showing that fat bodies and large bodies are art and an art form within themselves, even though we're not always represented in that way. Joy is an act of resistance, feeling that we're worthy of love, no matter what your body shows up as.
It's really about empowering individuals and then individuals coming together to make a difference. When you can get your voice out there, whether it's through speaking or on the page, you can work with it, you can deepen it, you can grow. And in fact, you do grow. If all of us were doing that, I think we would find ourselves in a much stronger and richer society.
I just want to say thank you to KFW for allowing me to create work that centers queerness, that centers Kentucky, that centers matrilineal relationships. It's really important to see that here in Kentucky we have a resource that is making sure that women are at the pedestal, making sure queer people are at the pedestal, femme folks are at the pedestal. So appreciate you, KFW, and keep making artwork.
When we think about who gets to tell stories, we have to look at the women. Feminist art as a means to move us through political strife, to move us through personal examination, and what our individual's place in community is, that is held in feminist art. And those are the stories that are going to get us to tomorrow.
I received my first grant in January 1997. It was life-changing to receive money that affirmed the quality of my poetry at a time when I was struggling to believe I could achieve the work that I had only started to envision. Sally Bingham's courage in calling out injustice was embodied in those application questions. She challenged me to see myself and my part in the status quo more clearly. I saw how far one woman's courage could extend in catalyzing new kinds of art, building new networks of artists.
I think there probably is a woman's vision. I don't know that I could define it. I think it is probably a very ambitious and far-reaching vision that has to do with profound social change. You don't have to wear the right kind of clothes or look the right kind of way to be here. You don't have to conform to what we might consider the norms in order to apply for a grant. And I would always like it to be very radical.
They will gather at the refuge she builds with her people, forever tending the roots all around her and beneath her feet. Here in this place, on this Kentucky soil, where everything is serving and honoring purpose, she will cultivate a space of reminders, one where the idle greed cannot thrive, because everything here is vibrating, restoring truth, and binding us all.